Hi, and welcome to my first video in a series of videos where we're going to be talking about exponents. Well, we're going to talk about, in this video, the zero exponent, the identity exponent, and of course, the negative exponent rules. Okay, well first let's start with the zero exponent. First, let's start by talking about a power, okay? So on a power, basically, I have a base and an exponent. So for instance, x to the n is the power, and the base is the x, and n is the exponent. Okay, so what does it mean to have a zero exponent? Well, it just means I have an exponent that's equal to 0. So in the power, x to the 0, 0 is the exponent and x is the base. Or let's say I use a number like 5. Well, 5 is the base and 0 is the exponent. Well, the rule for these exponents is that if I have 0 as an exponent, then the result is equal to 1. The same thing happens for 5. 5 to the 0 power is equal to 1. Okay, that's all that means, that any number raised to a 0 power is equal to 1. Now we come to the identity exponent. Well, the identity exponent, identity, usually involves 1, and so the identity exponent would be, for instance, x to the 1, or 7 to the 1. Well, what does that mean? If I raise something to a power of 1, it becomes itself. So x to the 1 is equal to x. And so it's understood that the first power doesn't need to be written. And 7 to the 1 is 7. Or a to the 1 is a. Okay, so an identity exponent means that a power, if it has an exponent of 1, then it becomes itself. Well, what about negative exponents? How do I deal with those? Okay, let's say that I have an exponent of x to the negative 2. Well, any base that has a negative exponent, basically, in order to write it with a positive exponent, we take the reciprocal. So it's just the reciprocal of an exponent that's positive. So x to the negative 2 can be rewritten as x is 1 over x to the positive 2. And let's say I had 1 over n to the negative 3. Well, that could be rewritten as n to the positive 3, because 1 over n to the negative 3 is the reciprocal of n to the positive 3, and x to the negative 2 is the reciprocal of 1 over x to the positive 2, or 1 over x to the positive 2 is the reciprocal of x to the negative 2. Okay, so let's see if we can predict what's going to happen with these. If I have 1 over 6 to the negative 2, well, what will that become? Well, according to my rule, I'm going to rewrite this. It's going to become 6 to the positive 2, or to the second. And so as a result, I need to go ahead and evaluate it. And so that would become 36. Okay, let's try another one. If I have 3 to the negative 3, what does that mean? No, it's not negative 27. If I have 3 to the negative 3, then I rewrite it in its reciprocal form, 1 over 3 to the positive 3, and so now it becomes, when I evaluate it, 1 over 27. Well, you say, what if I have a variable? Okay, well, if I have z raised to the negative 4, when I rewrite it, it becomes 1 over z to the positive 4. And let's say I have 1 over x to the negative 6, then that becomes x to the positive 6. Okay, so you get the idea. If you don't, go back through the video until you do understand and keep practicing. Alrighty, thank you. Hope this video has helped.